Hello. It's great to have you for another day of Bhagavad Gita Sadhana in the rain. I'm Atmadarshan or Laura. We have been doing this now closer to 300 days than 200, but there's always more to uncover as we study how a classic yoga text, Bhagavad Gita, can be applied in your life. We're especially looking at Samatvam, which the Bhagavad Gita expresses as being able to be the same even when you're in situations that seem opposite to each other. Like, for example, wet and dry, warm or cold. And that's part of the reason why I'm always outside in this particular location so that I can really practice being the same no matter what's going on externally. Today, we're going to start a little two-part exploration of something that in the West is considered opposite and not necessarily perhaps in all cultures. If you were with us yesterday, I mentioned that chapter 9, which we're finally moving into, of the Bhagavad Gita, is about Raj Yoga, but not the Raj Yoga many Westerners understand, which they often come to, or we often come to, through the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. That's a specific kind of Raj Yoga that was developed fairly recently. This Raj Yoga is, much older. And the Raj Yoga many Westerners know of talks about a complete method for managing the mind. And the Raj Yoga we encounter in the Bhagavad Gita is actually contained in the section that's said to be about the heart, the Bhakti Yoga section, which is from chapters 7 through 12. I'm just trying to do some math there. 7 through 12. And what is interesting for me, this chapter in the section about the heart is the headiest. Like, I was going to read you a couple verses today. I'm like, oh no, we need some background first because the concepts are kind of challenging to wrap your head around. And that could be on purpose because sometimes to follow our heart, we just got to knock the head out and go with what we feel here. And in the West, these two aspects of our being are considered opposites that sometimes fight. And this is why the Bhagavad Gita is not necessarily about an outer war, it's about the inner conflicts that we have with ourselves. So for many people in the West, the head, well, it contains the brain. And from the yoga psychology point of view, that relates a lot to manomaya kosha, the part of the mind that takes in and deals with sensory input. And it does this through considering in a variety of ways, like comparing to memory. Logic can be used up here. And then in the idea of using the heart in the West, it's more about feeling. And people will say, use one or the other in a situation. You're using your head too much. Use your heart, not your head, when it comes to love or deciding your career. And ultimately, from a yogic perspective, these two are meant to work together. But in the West, we don't often have that experience. So we're going to examine these seeming opposites in the next couple of days, today and tomorrow. Today, you'll be invited to use in practice, our contemplation, and then perhaps if you wish in the rest of the day to really focus on the mind, the mental processes that you bring to the world, especially a situation you might find challenging. What does your mind tell you? Can you notice how your mind works on that situation or contemplation that you're having? Sorry, I got to move this back out of the rain a little more. Then tomorrow we'll take the heart. But it's really good to establish yourself first in one, and then you can have a comparison. So as we do our pose, you can use your mind. All right, what's the weather condition like today? Intellectually, what do I need? Like, how can I take care of my body? What modifications do I need? What should I be doing? The head mind is really good at shoulds. What should I be doing? What should it look like? Because of that sensory input, like I can see myself in the camera. Does it look like it should look like? And then we'll meet back here for the contemplation using the mind. So let's get into our mental space. We're going to do a balance pose. How does that have to work for us today? We'll find out. How tall am I? There we go. Ooh. Oh no. All right. We might have to end this early. We'll see. Switch sides. Great. We're going to move into contemplation. I have to move the computer inside, so I'll tell you about it. You'll see me moving it inside. I'll do the meditation, and after the 5 minutes is up, I'll come and get you from inside. So for the contemplation today, I'm inviting you to consider a situation that's a challenge for you, whatever that might be, and to use your head, to really focus on using your head, your perception, your logic, your comparison to past experiences that were similar. Well, let's see how that goes. Here we go. Stay dry, my sweets, and I'll be back with you. All right. Interestingly, I had a dream last night that my computer went out in the middle of this program. Whoops. Welcome back. I have to come closer to you. I can't bring you back outside with me today. How did that go? For me, it was fun to watch my mind and go, whoa, that's one busy place. I hope you enjoyed Oliver helping to adjust the camera and stuff. You don't want to come out here, believe me, buddy. Anyway, I encourage you today, focus on how you're using your mind and what it's like to approach life through that. And today's dedication, sometimes we have sad ones, but today it's to Hunter and Tara Davis-Woodhall. And if you don't know who they are, I encourage you to look up their stories. It can be inspiring. Also, unofficially to Jen James, Gary, and Gracie, thank you so much for the fruit. It's a delight. And it's going to be a delight to see you tomorrow. Oh, and remember, last chance to join me on Sunday here in the Cleveland area for the yoga and Aikido event. Right now, I've got a different link below, but I'll fix that right after I dry off. I can't wait to explore the second part with you next time. So until then, say hi.